Hi, this little yoga quickie is about Kapalbhati, a type of breathing technique that is so much more than just breathing in and out. The benefits are tremendous. What I wanted to do though is to make sure that if you're sitting on a chair, I'll be sitting on the floor. That's my preferred way to go. If you're sitting in a chair, you want your knees lower than your hips. They can be the same level, but it's ideal if they're a little bit lower so you can have your pelvis tilted slightly forward to honor the curve in the lower back. It's super important, not just for posture, but for the load on your spine, keeping it young, healthy, supple. Okay, so if your knees are higher, then you're going to put a cushion on your chair. And if your feet are not touching the floor, you're going to put a cushion under your feet so that you have a proper posture for this really important technique. So I'm going to move the chair. And as I said, I prefer a seated position. Having said, anyone who knows me knows I have very, very high energy. But the balance of finding calm, grounded, breathing technique helps to balance the high energy and keep it somewhere in the middle where we're functional and still fun to be around. So let's begin sitting up nice and tall, cross-legged, or in a chair. Close your eyes and just breathe normally. I'm going to explain the benefits in between the breathing technique itself. Basically, it is a forceful exhalation and a passive inhalation. That's all you're going to do. And it's going to be through your nose, not your mouth, your nose. You're going to sit up nice and tall. The shoulders are going to relax. So it's not, it's this. Okay? And we're going to do it 3 times. So don't worry if you don't get it right the first time, the second, or even the third. You will. But I'd like to encourage you to give it a shot so that you'll get the benefits of this powerful breathing technique. Ready? Sit up nice and tall, close your eyes. Connect with your breath, just breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And in through your nose and out. And this will be the last breath before we begin the technique. So exhale just a third and begin. Okay, and relax. Breathing normal. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, and you're going to hold this breath in and lower your chin towards the notch in your neck, holding your breath. Relax your shoulders. And when you need to breathe in, you will, and you're going to lift your head. Now I could continue to hold my breath because this is a practice that I have cultivated over many, many years. And it's not about how long, and it's not about how fast. It's not about any of that. Do the practice the way it feels right for you. observing good posture, being comfortable in your posture is key. All right? Again, knees are below hips. In fact, whenever you're sitting, it would be best if you could observe this protocol. Your back will thank you. Your energy levels will increase. Your digestion will improve. And just a couple of benefits, because there's 9 or 10 of them. But when we do this exercise where we're pulling our abdominal muscles in, you are massaging your abdominal organs. There is rejuvenation and massage for your liver. Also, when we tilt our chin into our throat, we purge the throat area, the thyroid gland, of impurities and blockages. And a lot of our low energy is due to stagnation in the blood and just the energy levels of our body. So by doing this, we increase the energy, all the while, though, creating calm in our nervous system and lowering blood pressure. Only if you practice. It's not a one and done deal. Okay, but let's go for it again. So relax your shoulders, sit up nice and tall. Imagine there's a string pulling the crown of your head up. So you're going to breathe in and let your belly be soft. And you're going to breathe out. And let's breathe in. And let's begin. Empty out just a little bit of breath and begin. And that will do. So for me, that was about 60. No big deal. Whatever number you did is great. But eventually you want to build up to doing this exercise by breathing out 100 times. You can do this while you're driving a car. You're not going to hold your breath, however, when you're driving a car. But inhale normally, if you aren't already, and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And now take a big deep breath in, fill everything up, and lower your chin, hold your breath. Okay, so I'm not counting how long I'm holding my breath. And again, I could have held it longer. You hold it as long as you can. In yoga, we say for every minute we hold our breath, we get to live a minute longer. Hopefully you enjoy that minute. Other benefits. Because we're using our abdominal muscles powerfully in the exhalation, so it's a forced exhalation, a passive inhalation, we start to strengthen these muscles. And someone who I know who has bore 2 children and is, 60 or something, has a very flat tummy. Now that's obviously one of my goals. Another thing, today a lot of people are feeling fear, anxiety, and worry. And none of these things are productive. In fact, the more we worry, probably the more worried we feel, or uncomfortable and insomniacs. And so this has the ability to calm down your nervous system while increasing your ability to be alert, aware, focused, and concentrate. This is a lot of benefits for something that's free, that's simple. You can do it anytime at all for all of these incredible benefits. Improving liver function. Our livers are dealing with toxins and waste 24/7. We don't pay it overtime, but the overtime could give us less enjoyable time if we don't take care of it. So there are lots of ways we can take care of our liver. This is just one, all wrapped up with everything else. So are you ready to try for 100? We'll see if you can do it, if you can't do it. It doesn't matter. You do what you can. But that is the goal, to eventually get to 100 forceful exhalations. And because the lungs hate a vacuum, you will breathe in naturally. You don't have to think about it. Just think about the forceful exhalations and relax and enjoy all of the benefits derived from Kapalbhati. Ready? Breathing in and breathing out through your nose, breathing in, exhaling through your nose. And last time, inhale, exhale a bit, and begin. That was 100. It took about a minute. One thing that's very democratic, that's available to all of us, is 24 hours a day. Out of those 24 hours, you could practice the 8-8 rule. 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours of doing something you enjoy. It's something to aspire to. Now I'm just going to check my little list here to make sure I shared with you all of the great benefits. Sometimes it's just important to repeat them. Kapalbhati, so much more than just a breathing technique. And remember, pranayama is higher on the ladder of Ashtanga yoga, 8 limbs, the 8 limbs of yoga, than asanas. And I remember doing a pranayama workshop. You get so much energy through these techniques that you probably won't want to eat as much. You're getting the energy of prana, of chi, energy, life force, whatever you want to call it. So you're increasing your metabolic rate. You're supporting your thyroid and lymphatic function. Super important to get all of the waste out of your body. It sharpens your intellect. It improves your concentration, your focus. It actually is most beneficial to your frontal lobe, where all of this activity is taking place. I couldn't find something, and after doing this practice for a few days, I just remembered where it was. I could see it in my mind's eye. It was amazing. So regular practice can help manage if you have a blood pressure issue, high blood pressure. It calms, relaxes your nervous system. It purifies your bloods, removes toxins and waste. So there you have it. In less than 10 minutes, you have done amazing things for your body, for your health, physical, mental, emotional. Practice. That's the key. Yoga is a practice. It's not a one and done. You don't arrive somewhere. Life is a journey. And as long as you're doing the things that keep your body healthy, your mind strong, your emotions balanced, you're going to have a great time on this journey called life. Namaste.